Welcome to the first of what I would like to become an oncoming series on my channel, and as well as www.theepicgamers.com. Gotta throw the shout out there. I'm gonna do that for a couple of times, but anyway, this is Nighthammer Reviews, and today I am reviewing Crysis. It is about 3 in the morning, and I have just finished the game on the normal difficulty setting, and I've been playing it on and off for the last 2 days. Well, my initial impression of the game wasn't very good. You start off with the basic assault rifle, and I thought it was pretty basic, didn't think it was arguably one of the best weapons in the game, so I dropped it for something that's a little more common, because ammo for that was rare early on. The weapon set's pretty generic. You got your assault rifle, shotgun, rocket launcher, sniper rifle. You got the basic setup. But there's a weapon customization in the game that is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it gives that some depth. The game is very beautiful, running on the Crytek engine. I mean, very beautiful. The jokes about this game and the graphics were not exaggerated. Well, maybe the one about NASA not being able to run it at full settings was, but I could only run it on high. I couldn't run it on highest settings. Even on high, I had a lot of frame chugging and low frame rates in certain parts of the game due to the fact that I had it on high, and I was going to make this game look beautiful, and I was going to play it. Now, Ghost Etler knows that I played through Doom 3 probably at 10 FPS or so when it first came out. It's probably the top tier of what my old tower could have done. Well, no, it was beyond that. But anyways, so I'm no stranger to this frame chugging thing, though a little bit frustrating at times, especially at times where you really am just tired of waiting like 5 seconds for your screen to move a little bit. I mean, there were points in this game where it was bad, especially when there was a lot of stuff going on. Especially on the Harbor Assault and the final boss, actually. It was kind of annoying, but then again, that's on me and the fact that my system couldn't handle what I was putting it through, but we got through it. I want to move on to gameplay. When I first started the game, it was very Far Cry-esque to me. I mean, Far Cry 1, where you're going through the jungle, stealth is probably your best option. I quickly learned stealth is my best option. Using one of the armor abilities to stealth myself, ambush, take cover, re-stealth, re-ambush. That was essentially the first couple levels of the game for me, and it wasn't really doing it for me. I have to admit, like, it was just plotting. I wanted an action game, and this was really touted to me as an action game, and it just didn't really play that way. Sure, some of the, like I said, the Harbor Assault level, it's very actiony, very action-packed, and yet you go through it the same way you go through the rest of it, because when there's one of you and many of them, you tend to die if you try to assault them. Due to it has an old shooter-esque... Yeah, excuse me. It has an old shooter-esque part to it, where, yeah, I can shoot the enemy in the chest half dozen times and not kill him. It's kind of annoying to me, but then again, I'm spoiled by games like Call of Duty and Operation Flashpoint series and Arma. But I'm very spoiled when it comes to, I kind of expect my enemies to die when I shoot them in the chest a few times. So you die rather quickly compared to them, is just how it goes. And that was kind of frustrating to me, but then again, it's an old shooter thing, and I can get over it. So, but essentially, during that action-packed level, you generally just go back and forth stealthing. You do the same thing that you did in all the forest and jungle levels in the game. Just try to sneak past as many things at once so you can accomplish your objectives, and then you deal with it once you're in a more advantageous position. Which, cool, stealth gameplay. Fun. You can essentially play it the way you want, but I felt like I had to stealth, and that wasn't doing it for me. So, my opinion of the game was looking rather low. Then I get about halfway through to where you finally, and spoiler alert, start encountering the aliens that are hinted at throughout the beginning of the game. I mean, it's just hinted at, and some of your team members get abducted by them. You find people killed grotesque ways. It's pretty cool. The way they build it up. Then they put you through what I like to call the alien ship level, because I'm not really sure where I am. But you're in like the zero-G environment, and it's really cool. It's where you first, encounter the aliens, really. And you get to fight them in there, and it's pretty cool. It's a little bit confusing at times, but it really turned the game around. And then essentially, after you get out of there, it's like a full-blown retreat, fighting retreat all the way away from there, that you feel like you're losing the whole way. You're always outnumbered. I mean, you're always encountering these things. You're blasting your way through, doing your best, and my opinion of the game quickly turned around after that. It has a few vehicle levels. I'm not very fond of any of them. In fact, the first one, where I was on foot, well, no, you're supposed to do it in a tank. Essentially, I got out, went on foot, grabbed C4, blew up every tank by stealthing up to him, laying C4, running away like a sissy and pulling the button, and not looking back because cool guys don't look at explosions. And that's how I did that one. The second one is a flying one, and you have to fly in it, and it's pretty forgiving, given the fact that your character slowly repairs the vehicle as you go through the level. But the more you get damaged, the slower you go. It makes it really hard to complete some of the secondary objectives, and I'm not really quite sure what the reward is for completing them. I guess you can feel good about yourself, but they all die anyway. So, final boss fight I felt was kind of lackluster. When I got there, yeah, I knew this was the final boss fight, but it's essentially a target this, shoot here with this super weapon that you just got so we can kill the aliens. And even after you beat it, there's a definite build-up, and you expect Crysis too. A lot of the reason why I picked this up is because I haven't played a good sci-fi shooter recently. And I'm going to label this as a good one. This is one that if you haven't played it, I suggest you play it. Especially if you're an FPS, if you're into FPSs and stuff like that, I suggest you play it. The weapon set is really balanced and really good. Ammo distribution is a little iffy for said weapon set. And once you get about halfway through the game turns from a methodical stealth shooter into just full-blown action, which it was a great transition. And I probably think the second half of the game was so great just because of how slow the first half was. But I would definitely recommend this game to anyone I know who hasn't played it, if they have a system who can play it, because this thing is a system hog. Well, that's the first Night Hammer reviews. Hope it was helpful. I just recommend it. Good game. I wouldn't say it's the best game, but it definitely makes me look forward to the sequel that is coming out very soon, as to my understanding. And probably the next... And as I finish games, this is probably how I'll do it. I'll finish a game, and then I'll get... Especially if it's a game that I've never played before, I'll give a review when I'm done. Real quick blurb like this. So, I've rambled on for 10 minutes of your time. This is Night Hammer, signing off.